What's going on, Bully fam? It's your boy, the educated, the scientist, Mr. Double Muscle Line Bulls, bringing you another episode of Breeders Hacks. All right, guys, so I'm excited to bring this to you today. I've been working on this actually for quite some time now, just trying to figure out, having all the perfect components to bring this to you guys. So what I've finally created is a puppy care kit. This is going to be like essential and key anytime you're having a litter. These are all things that, you really need to have on standby, So I just wanted to go over this new puppy care kit that I created. And if it interests you, you can purchase these products individually yourself. Or if you want to get the kit itself, you could go ahead and go on breedershacks.com and get yourself a kit. So I'm going to go through everything that I put in this kit and why. Like I said, guys, if you want, you can go ahead and take a further look at it on the website. So let's get started. The first thing I added was these puppy feeders. This is going to be really helpful and essential and key when the mother isn't producing enough milk, or to help aid. Let's just say you have a large litter of puppies and they're all fighting to get on the better, more milk-filled nipples. This is really going to help you out because you can take some of those puppies off and put them on this, and if mom's not producing enough milk at all, for any of the puppies, yet again, you can put them on this. This feeds up to 4 puppies. Like I said, really helpful. The next thing, I'll put this here. So the next thing, having some goat's milk. The last thing you want is the mother not to be producing enough milk and you don't have any milk to give the puppies. This becomes useless without this. So I believe in having a nice size can. Like, this is going to make a lot of milk, So like I said, in the middle of the night, you're not going and having to try to find some goat's milk. All the grocery stores may even be closed. So this is a must that I always keep on my shelves. So these two go hand in hand. You go ahead, and I like the powdered form because whatever you don't use, you go ahead and seal up and put it away for another time, So that's what I love about having this. The next thing, a tube feeding kit. Let's just say the puppies, for whatever reason, are having issues suckling. Let's just say there could be a list of reasons. Let's just say you're dealing with the puppy that has a cleft palate. You're dealing with God knows what. If the puppy isn't suckling, or for whatever reason, you would really need to tube feed. And there could be a lot of reasons. Having a tube feeding kit is going to be essential and key. So this is the tube feeding kit here, and it comes with 2 different sizes. So you have for smaller newborn puppies, and then you have for, bigger puppies, and it comes with also 2 different sizes, 2 different size syringes, yet again, smaller puppies, bigger puppies. So that's going to be your tube feeding kit, which yet again, in the middle of the night, you have an emergency and a puppy needs to be tube fed. I don't know of any places that you can go in the middle of the night and get a tube feeding kit. So, and even if you order a tube feeding kit online, it's not going to get to you. At best, you're going to have to do overnight, And when you're dealing with newborn puppies, minutes, hours are crucial and important. So this alone can really save a puppy's life. Another thing that I added to the puppy care kit, unflavored Pedialyte. The reason being, one of the major killers of puppies is dehydration. So I would have loved to put IV fluids in this as well. I may do a more elaborate kit in the future with, other things that I also recommend. But having Pedialyte is like the next best thing. Giving it to them in a syringe, and that's where these come in. I actually throw in a few different size syringes. You have a large 30 milliliter syringe all the way down to a 1cc syringe. And like I said, you'll go ahead, give the puppy some Pedialyte, keep them hydrated. You'll do a snap test. If the puppy, if you pull on their skin a little bit and it snaps right back, then they're hydrated. If it doesn't and it kind of stays hanging out, then they're dehydrated get them some fluids. So that's where Pedialyte is a must. And yet again, getting it in the middle of the night, this is a little bit more easier to get, but yet again, it's better to just have it on standby. So next thing, we're gonna throw in some gloves, some sets of gloves. I just put this here. This is some gloves when you're dealing with the puppies, and you're gonna especially want gloves when you're dealing with these next two products I'm gonna show you. So one of them is this here. This is iodine, and I was gonna throw in the bottles, but I found these. I found these to be so much more better, easier to deal with, and for what we're going to be using them for in the Puppy Care Kit, more essential and key. And I'm not going to lie, a friend of mine put me on to a guy that breeds Frenchies, and that's where I actually learned about these. But I always use just the bottled iodine, but I really do like these. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to crack this open, right? And the purpose in the iodine is it works for wounds. You can use this for wounds, you know, if the puppy has a cut, whatever the case it may be. But in reality, the reason why you're gonna have these iodine swabs is what you do is you go ahead and where the orange line is, you break that in half, right? Now what it does is it sends all the iodine to one side of the swab. Now what you're going to go ahead and do with this swab is you're going to put it on the umbilical cords, and it helps heal the umbilical cords because you don't want the umbilical cords to get infected. That's going to be a whole big issue for you, so better to prevent it in the first place. It's a great antiseptic, and like I said, once you snap the orange side of it, all the iodine flows right into the end of the Q-tip, and then you could go ahead and clean that area on the puppies. You're going to get enough for pretty much all your puppies. So you won't have to worry. And like I said, this is one thing that comes with the kit. I'll put this here. So you get a pack of these. That is the iodine, and that is a great antiseptic for cuts, wounds. But you're essentially, when you're bringing home your puppies from a C-section, umbilical cords. So the next thing is a thermometer. You're going to need to have a thermometer because if you have any kind of issues with puppies, the first thing I always recommend is taking the temperature. See if there's an infection going on. Temperature is always going to be key in telling you what's going on. So having a thermometer. So you'll go ahead and you'll be able to take your puppy's temperatures and know if something's going wrong. I have an episode on Breeders Hacks. You guys can go ahead and check it out on how to take puppies' temperatures. It's very simple, but having a thermometer is key. Otherwise, you know, you're guessing with certain things, you know. So the next product is an aspirator, little bubble aspirator. With the aspirator, what happens is sometimes when the puppies are drinking the milk, usually not from tube feeding, but from, you know, a bottle or from even from the mother or from one of these guys, the puppies can aspirate. So what winds up happening is you're gonna want to use something like this, an aspirator that will suck the milk and the mucus out of their noses. So you'll just hold it up to their nose like this, you know, you'll press down on it first, I'm sorry, and let go, and it'll suck the mucus out. And untreated, if you let milk, you know, get into their noses, into the lungs, it could turn into pneumonia. You could lose puppies that way. Yet again, having one of these, these are more readily available to be able to find. Yet again, if a puppy aspirates, using this right then and there will be a lot better than waiting to have to run to the store, get what you need, come back, and now try to use it. So having this on standby, yet again, this is what I have, is super essential and key. And I actually started using, this is a side note, I have a machine now that's an aspirator that sucks the mucus out, and that's actually extremely strong for getting it out. But yet again, these work good too. So yet again, you want to have it on standby. You don't want to wait until you need it. Next thing is preemie bottle. So this is for puppies. Yet again, if you decide that you didn't want to use something like this, if you decided that you didn't want to use a tube kit, you know, if you wanted a bottle feed, this is a great way. This is a great size bottle to use, premature size. And yeah, like I said, just a bottle. If pup's not feeding off of mom, you have a bottle readily available. Rather than, yet again, waiting until you can get a bottle. Who knows if the stores are closed, whatever the case may be. Definitely essential and key to just have on standby, having a little preemie bottle. Last thing is also having some alcohol. Second to last thing is also having some alcohol prep pads. This is going to be for disinfecting, cleaning. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory, just some alcohol prep pads. And then lastly is you're also going to get is a puppy scale. The reason why this puppy scale comes along with it is because I feel like this is one of the most important things to have when you have a litter of puppies. A lot of people don't utilize a puppy scale, and it's one of the quickest and easiest ways to tell if you're losing a puppy, and I'm gonna explain why. Is because the puppy will lose weight, stay the same weight. A puppy should be always consistently going up in weight. And I have an episode on Breeders' Hacks explaining more in detail about why using puppy scales are so important, essential, and key. So like I said, guys, you know, weighing your puppies every single day, at least for the first few weeks, is going to be important, because then you know you have nice, healthy puppies. You can't tell by the eye if the puppy is losing, say the puppy lost 10, 20 grams. You really can't tell that by the eye. And if you catch that early enough, you'll be able to use whatever it may be, whether it's hydrating the puppy, whether it's tube feeding the puppy, whatever the case it may be, to get to the puppy to where it needs to be. So having a scale is the most important. Like I said, I highly recommend it. And what I love about these scales so much is the tin comes out. So you can go ahead and clean this, disinfect this, whatever the case it may be, because puppies do tend to poo, pee, make a mess. So you can go ahead, especially newborn puppies. So you could go ahead, clean this. This can get disinfected, sanitized. You could throw it in the washer. You could power wash it, whatever you want to do, and then it slides right back in, and you're back in business. So, and it weighs in different units. I always use just grams when it comes to newborn puppies, and that's pretty much it, guys, when it comes to the new, the newborn, the puppy care kit. So this is everything you're gonna get, and it's definitely what I always talk about: setting yourself up for success in the beginning. You know, having everything on standby so you're not scrambling for it last minute. And it's better to be prepared when running into a situation rather than not being prepared at all, and then you have a real mess on your hands, you know? So like I said, this is everything that comes with the puppy care kit. You can get it on breedershacks.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to DM me, whatever the case may be. Again, I hope, this kit becomes very helpful to some of you guys and can help save some puppies' lives. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, guys. All right.